Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here, talking all about Smackdown, which is going to be going down on September 10th. Of course, WWE needs to pull in a big number to go up against the NFL with the Patriots and the Steelers going at it, but what do you know? Champion versus champion. Always a good way to go at it. You know, we saw Seth Rollins do this at SummerSlam, you know, going up against John Cena. It turns out that the championships aren't going to be on the line. This is a non-title match. But Seth Rollins is going to be going up against Ryback in a Lumberjack match. It turns out that Seth Rollins is very upset that he lost a non-championship match on Monday Night Raw to the Ryback, and he wants to get that win back. It seems as if the Authority is going to stack the deck against Ryback in this match, making this a Lumberjack match. I don't know if this is going to be a fair Lumberjack match like it was from the 80s, where basically all of the non-used superstars are going to surround the ring, whether if they're baby faces or they're heels. The baby faces always gingerly pick up the heel and throw him back into the ring. If the baby face falls out in front of the babyface guys, they tap him on the shoulder and they say, "Hey, go get him, champ. Come on, get in there and get it done." But if you fall out on the heel side, the heels start beating everybody up, and then one thing leads to another, and there's a huge brawl on the outside of the baby faces trying to fight the heels, and one thing leads to another and ends up being the huge smalls along the way. But Ryback, honestly, probably got one of the biggest wins of his career. A lot of people go back and look at the CM Punk Hell in a Cell match, where basically it was supposed to be CM Punk against John Cena, but one thing led to another. Cena had the arm injury. He had that black Spider-Man cast on his arm, and there's questions that Cena was going to wrestle the match, but Doctor stepped in and said, "Hey, this is not good for you. This is not good for your career. You actually physically need to take time off." And Ryback was a perfect choice to fill in. He was really over at the time. But Hell in a Cell is the one where Hell in a Cell is the Brad Maddox finish, I believe, where Brad Maddox was the referee, and they screwed him over that way. And people looked at it as if it was a weak way of getting out of it. But one thing leads to another. They go to the three-way at Survivor Series when Cena was able to wrestle. That was the debut of the Shield. And then from there, it was the fall of Ryback, whether it was him losing to Mark Henry at WrestleMania 29, which is, in my mind, was the complete collapse. And then him going into the tag team with Curtis Axel, They are pissed at Heyman dumping them to the point where they decide they're going to stay a tag team, but instead of be a babyface tag team going against Paul Heyman, they're just stay heel and lose to everybody. Definitely the rise up of Ryback, putting the Intercontinental Championship on him has been really nice. But, Sting appearing on the big screen with the crows going off, and then Sting saying that he had Seth Rollins' a statue in the back, and Ryback being able to roll him up and get it a 1-2-3 really is sort of, stapling a big win under Ryback's resume as of right now, and trying to put this guy over and make him what he once was, to the point where he can become a real competitor going after the WWE Championship somewhere down the road, because he is a big dude that is feared, that when, somebody steps up to the plate and says, "Seth Rollins, you're going to have to fight Ryback on Monday Night Raw," people are going to look at it as, Ryback's not probably going to win the championship on Monday Night Raw, but he is going to get beat up, and it is bad news. It's not like putting him up there against, just some low guy on the pole, that you're just not really going to care about the match in the long run, and we're wondering what's going on in Monday Night Football and changing the channel. But Smackdown, champion versus champion, Lumberjack match out there. Would love to see Ryback get another win here. Honestly, in my mind, I don't think Rollins is winning another match until Night of Champions, where, in my mind, I have him picking him win both matches. I have him beating Cena, and I have him beating Sting, because in my mind, that's going to be where he starts upping the talk about being better than Triple H, and that's when Triple H is probably going to come out and say, "You know what? You think you're better than me? You're going to have to go fight Cena at Hell in a Cell, and you're going to have to put the championship on the line." And that's where I think he's going to beat Cena again in Hell in a Cell, and that's when Triple H is going to say, "All right, enough is enough. It's going to be me versus you to see who is better. I'm going to be the guy to shut you up." The only question is, if Cena doesn't beat him for the championship, I guess that means Rollins has to beat Triple H, and then Is Rollins better than Triple H? I don't know.